Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
I went online to become a private detective. It was a private detective school online, and I paid online. I never heard from them again. I thought to myself, I either got ripped off, or this is my first case. This is a journalistic podcast, Shannon. We vaccinate our listeners with answers. And I'm going to keep lip-syncing the important questions until TikTok gives me a show. Shannon, how can the moon landing be real if the moon itself is fake?
That's not true, Mike.
Oh, isn't it true, Shannon? You're fake. You're a hologram.
1 in 5 New Yorkers are food insecure. What's your solution for that, Mike?
Fortune cookie. Because that's food and advice at the same time. Shannon, at least have the decency to backstab me, okay? You stab me in the front every time. Some fans can't watch the podcast because they're triggered by our sexuality. And message to those fans, we will leak a sex tape right into your mouth.
This is MikeVecchioneInvestigates.
And you're not better than me. Welcome to another episode of Mike Vecchione Investigates. Everybody, we are coming in hot. We have a coffee shortage here in the studio. I repeat, there is a coffee shortage here. It has hit us hard at Gas Digital. I come in today, no coffee, none in our sights in our future, and I feared that I was going to have to go out to the local deli for some, but there was no time. We had to get started, and the coffee shortage is real. And it's one of these things now that we just have to deal with, the supply chain. I guess that's what Shannon said to me. She goes, it's a supply chain issue. And I guess Gas Digital was also targeted probably by the big companies because of gas. And we're not using wind energy here at Gas Digital. People are now climate prejudiced against places like gas. I think we should lean into it and go diesel. The diesel studios that we have here. Not a joke, Shannon, a real idea, but thank you for your pizzazz. This is a special holiday episode, and I came in bearing gifts. I brought Shannon and Natalie and Jacob, who does our video clips that you guys can't get enough of. I brought them stuff from the Vatican, which is a place that most of the godless drug addicts here at Gas Digital will never get into because they dress in shorts and they have tattoos all up and down their legs and on their necks, and some even on their faces. Those are the real higher-ups here at the Gas Digital Network. I brought them cloth, a healing cloth from the Vatican, and also prayer beads from Turkey. So Natalie and Shannon were both blessed I brought them things from two different gods. They both are great girls. They both need a lot of help in their lives. So two separate but equal gods to the places that I have traveled. And it's, I guess it works out for getting to give a gift for 6 months. It just becomes a Christmas gift. And that's the benefit of amnesia and being forgetful and being scatterbrained. You just hold on to a gift for so long, it becomes a Christmas gift. It's a Christmas miracle here at the Gas Digital Studios, where oddly we have no coffee because of supply chain issues. If there's no coffee here at the Gas Digital Studios, what can we say about baby formula? The baby formula shortage is raging in this country. Oh, gifts. What are we going to get for some? How about some baby formula? How about some food for your child that's starving and is looking for a nipple, but women are in space. They can't be taking time to breastfeed, and there's a shortage. Things are backed up here. And I can't stand Christmas music. I'll just say it. Christmas music is awful, and it's for the reason. It's not because I'm not in the holiday spirit or because I'm a Grinch or anything else you want to call me. It's because it's trying to hypnotize you to buy things. That's what I think. It's trying to create an environment where you go out and you spend money. And I don't like being bullied into buying things. If I'm going to buy anything, it's going to be the basic supplies that I'm not getting right now. I'm not getting coffee, and babies are not getting formula. They're not getting the formula. Get John Hinckley Jr. on it, I say. He's writing hit music, and he's going to appear in Albany pretty soon, I hope. But Christmas music is a fraud. And I don't mind Silent Night and some of the religious Christmas music, but Jingle Bells and Chestnuts and all this stuff, it's like, stop trying to bully me into a feeling. I don't like it. It's bullying. It's hypnotic bullying. I don't care for it. Stop playing it. Stop playing Christmas music all the way around. And also Christmas lights. I was in Perryville, Maryland on Saturday with Justin Silver, former host of the No Disrespect podcast, and Robbie Bernstein, both from the tribe, Jewish persuasion, so they don't care about Christmas at all. It's just business as usual. And we were in Perryville, Maryland, and I was out before my set. I like to take a deep breath outside, and I smoke an Al Capone cigar. It's a small cigar, takes the edge off. It's not a big cigar. It kind of like is condescending to the people that you're performing from. I'm a big star. I'm doing big things. You guys are nobodies. You live in this dumpster fire of a town. And I don't like being like that with the fans, even though they are low-income whites. I'll call them low-income whites, but smoking a cigar is like, I'm a boss. I'm a corporate entity, and you guys are workers and nobodies. And I don't like to make people feel like that. So I smoke a smaller version of like a clove before I go on. It's a little nicotine, gives me a little kick. The energy that I need to connect to the low-income whites is a cigarette? No, it's not. That's what low-income whites smoke. They smoke cigarettes. I'm smoking a little something more upscale, but not enough to make them feel bad about themselves until I get on stage and call them names. Other than that, but before, they shouldn't feel bad before that. So I'm outside, and I'm looking at the houses in this town, and some houses are just brightly lit with Christmas lights, and the other houses have nothing on them. And it looks like those houses have kidnapped people and just people duct taped in the basement somewhere, because the other people look happy and joyful and God-fearing, and so the houses with no lights look like they're really phoning it in and perhaps doing a lot of illegal stuff, perhaps human trafficking. They could be human trafficking, which is a hot button issue right now. A lot of people are talking about it. The airports are making it known. Human trafficking, be aware of it. How about we don't know what it is? Human trafficking. So the non-Christmas lights house, even though they might be Jewish or Hindu or of another religion, they look suspicious. They look like suspicious human trafficking houses. Houses used to smuggle people. And I have to say things a couple of different ways and a couple of different times on this podcast because the low-income whites who listen to this aren't the sharpest. And I'm talking at you. You are not very smart, so that's why you listen to me. I talk slow and I delineate my speech and break things down for you. I spoon feed you. Here comes the airplane. Here comes the airplane. You can't read the paper. You're not good at reading. You need me to explain it to you and break it down. Here comes the airplane. Here comes the airplane. Someday we're going to get coffee back at the Gas Digital Studios. I don't know when it's going to be, but someday it's going to be a glorious Christmas miracle when we get coffee back in the Gas Digital Studios. And I think we're being discriminated against because we're not using wind energy, and it's not a wind labeled studio, and it's getting a lot of backlash.
It's brewing.
There's a lot of anger brewing in here also, Shannon. There's a lot of anger brewing. And speaking of anger, yesterday, Katie Hannigan is not in town. She's left town, and she's left me to my own devices. And that's why you're hearing me talk in this cadence, because I'm spinning out of control by myself in my home. I had 2 one-nighters this weekend. One was in Perryville, Maryland. The other one was in Sicklerville, New Jersey. And you just go from low-income white area to low-income white area, don't you, Mike? Yes, I do. Sicklerville, oh my God, that is the armpit of South Jersey. Great people, loving people. I had a great time. It was my friend Vince Valentine. I've known him for 26 years. He was having a stand-up comedy graduation. It was the first time these young people were doing stand-up comedy, and I was the headliner for the show. And I came on and I was like, how about a round of applause for the first timers? And then I yelled at them. I was like, don't you ever take my work. Don't take my work from me. Because now they're my competition. That's the way I look at it. First timers, long timers. I had a great time. at Valari's. Shout out to Valari's in South Jersey. I had the prime rib, and it was fantastic. Little fatty, but I loved it. I like a little fat. I'm going to start doing a carnivore. It's one of the articles that we have, a lion diet. Lion diet. It's all carnivore, all meat eating, and then you hibernate for a while, and then you wake up, and then you eat meat again. I've been watching a lot of, because I'm thinking about going on this diet, I've been watching a lot of lions attacking videos, lions attacking zebras. And when lions attack zebras, they go for the neck. And I think it looks like racially insensitive because zebras look like a racially sensitive animal, black and white in one animal, in what we would call a horse. They're in the horse family, but they're racially diverse horses. And it looks like when a lion takes one of them down, the lion is saying no to diversity and just going no diversity in the workplace is what it looks like. So I've been watching a lot of lion attacking zebra videos, and then in order to balance things out, I watch hyenas attacking a lion, and then another lion coming and helping out the first lion, and then scaring the hyenas off. Hyenas are vicious. I did not realize how vicious hyenas are. And you know what? Their gift is lions are big and strong and fast. Hyenas are small, and they have sharp teeth, and they have night vision. But they're real. What makes them so dangerous is they hunt in packs. Like, there's a lot of them. So they can take down one lion. So I think the message here is teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. And that's why hyenas are so powerful. They're powerful because they work together as a team. Just like us here at Gas Digital. Natalie, Shannon, myself, we have special guest investigators come in all year long to look at the hot button issues that you guys can't understand on your own. And it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you can't understand it. But this is the right podcast for you. We talk down to you. We keep you humble, and we also spoon feed you the information that you need. It's coffee, guys. It's a Christmas miracle. It's coffee. Oh my God, we've imported it. We've imported it from the Gas Digital Network. That is, I'll tell you what the coffee is like today for those of you at home. That woke the people up at home. That's how strong that coffee. You know, dare I say it was maliciously strong, Shannon? It was maliciously strong because of the complaints coming from me that you guys made this coffee in, what'd you set the coffee pot to? Revenge?
It's Dylan made it.
Oh my God,
Maybe he's
Dylan.
used to making it super strong for Lewis.
He's super strong, and he's like super young. He's probably on Molly right now or on some kind of fentanyl. What are the kids doing at the clubs now? Molly during the club time, would they rub up against each other like cats? And then fentanyl to like calm down later and then chill out and be on TikTok with no attention span. I keep flipping through so China can get my face and they know exactly where I am all the time. God, it just gets me, the society of kids, you know, growing up. And Dylan went to my high school, if you listen to the podcast. 20 years later, 25, sorry, more like 30 years later. I'm 30 years his senior. I'm a senior.
By the way, it's crazy how you are just drinking that coffee and it is so hot.
Yeah.
And you just drank it.
It's so hot. Because, Shannon, I think that speaks to my mental toughness. It's like, Mike, I don't care. It's like you gave me hot coffee in order to, it's strong and hot. So you did it to scold me on purpose and to teach me a lesson, even though I brought you gifts. They were late. They were 6 months late, and I flipped them from summer gifts into Christmas gifts. And I know you were going to call me out on it anyway, so I already called myself out on it. And Natalie has a mask on, which means, I don't know what it means. She's afraid of a variant.
I'm getting over a sickness, and I don't want to give it to everybody else. It's not COVID, though. It's not a variant.
Disturbed had a song called Down with the Sickness, and it was a great song. And maybe you could sing that, maybe, because you know what Christian scientists do is they pray. And that's why I got you that cloth and those prayer beads. Maybe you can pray away your sicknesses,
I'll try
Natalie.
it. I'll
or
try
maybe
anything.
you could, when's the next Gen Z trip that you're going to take to Europe to go find your non-binary dreams? Binary versus non-binary. Binary on non-binary. Binary is 1-0, and non-binary is we don't subscribe to one. It's more than two choices. It's more than two choices. It's not a 1 and a 0.
This smoke break is brought to you by YoDelta.com, the official Getting High sponsor of the Gas Digital Network.
Maybe a 2, maybe a 5, maybe a 666 if you're into that, right? Devil, the devil. It's the numbers of the devil. I was walking home. I'm on my own. I'm feral this weekend. I was feral. Katie Hannigan left. She went to go do Cap City in Austin, and then she went to Indiana to visit her family. She's there. She's safe. I was in Sicklerville, New Jersey on Friday, and then on Saturday, Perryville, Maryland. Home on Sunday. I did a vinyasa yoga class, and usually I'm Bikram. It's and if you're from another, I'm staunch loyal to Bikram, and I know about what he did. I know what he did. I know he was molesting people in the room, and he used the yoga in order to get sex from people. I'm not saying that's correct. I'm saying that's wrong. I'm saying he should be prosecuted and brought to trial. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's right in that. But I'm loyal to the Bikram style of yoga because that's what I learned, and that's what opened my tight body up. My body was very tight and held a lot of tension in it, and that yoga in 105 degrees puts you under pressure and forces your body open, and I loved that. The gym that I go to now, high price, high expensive, and they don't have Bikram, or else I would go to it. They have Vinyasa, and I did that yesterday. And that, in Bikram, they just sit in the poses for a while. It's the same 26 poses every time, so you get used to it. You know what's coming, and you know what's next. And Vinyasa, they're just all over the place. They're telling you 500 different things to do, and it's hard for me to keep up. And I know we're in a time right now, because there's a lot of beautiful women in the room, where it's like, don't look at them, don't stare at them, don't make them feel uncomfortable, and I'm not trying to do that, but I don't know the poses. I don't know. How about you have 75 different poses crammed into an hour, and you don't want me looking anywhere? I'm afraid to look anywhere. I'm not looking at you because of your sexuality. I'm looking at you because I don't know what the poses are. And we're going real fast on the poses. And I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. So I have to look at other people who are doing the poses. Sorry. So I realize that I'm not as flexible as most people in the room. And when you're not flexible, like most people in the room, what you do is you have to go get a block. You have to go get a block. Because that helps you aid. So if you're stretching and you can't touch the ground, you can lean on the block. That gives you some modification. It gives you some kind of a modification. You lean on the block. And the less flexible you are, the more blocks you need. And I basically had a brick. It was the wall, basically. I basically had a wall around me of bricks because I'm not as flexible, and I needed a lot of bricks in order to complete the poses. And then they put on acoustic music, which I'm not a huge fan of while I'm doing yoga, but it was better than Christmas music, I'll tell you that much. They would have put Christmas music. I walk out of that room. I say no thank you. No thank you, sensei. I don't think that's what they're called, but for lack of a better term. So then I it's an hour long, open my body up. It's not as good as Bikram, I don't believe, but it's still, and you're not in a hot room, so it's not as challenging. It's not as difficult. But then again, I don't feel like I got the biggest, hardest workout in. After Bikram, you're exhausted. You felt like you just gave birth. You actually walk around high, and you're not on any drugs. So I take a cold shower. I take a steam to sweat out the insecurity and all of the angers in my life. And I take a cold shower. I get dressed. And then I go to the grocery store because I have to pick up some things now. I'm leaving for Florida on Tuesday to see my mother. And shout out to my mother. She's down there. She's got sausage and peppers ready. She texted me. What time are you coming in? I'll have sausage and peppers ready for you. I'm like, where are these kinds of women now? The sausage and pepper ladies. The ladies who have sausage and peppers ready for you when your flight lands. She wants to know exactly when the flight lands so she knows when to have the sausage and peppers ready. Is that all women can do? No, they can't. They can be in space also. They can also be in space. It's whatever they want to do. But my mother chose to forego space because women weren't allowed in space during her time, and she focused on sausage and peppers. And as a result, I'm going to have a masterful sausage and pepper meal when I go to Florida. So I have to get rid of some of the food. I'm going to have pasta. I plan to have pasta because I fasted all day yesterday. Gained 4 pounds. I gained 4 pounds. The digital scale is back up, and I gained 4 pounds, and I was disgusted with myself in the gym. And I said to myself, today I was going to eat a meal, and because I was 4 pounds overweight, I said, no. What you're going to do, my friend, this is my brain talking to my body, because my body wakes up and goes, I'm hungry. I want cake. I'm hungry. And my mind goes, oh yeah, fatso? Talking to myself, fatso? You gained 4 pounds and you want cake? Good luck. Good luck, my friend. And my body goes, I'm hungry. And my body goes, not only are we not going to have cake, we're not going to have breakfast. You'll eat nothing. You're going to eat bone broth. That's what you're going to have for breakfast. Sip on some bone broth because that's all you're getting. And that's all I ate. Punished myself because I have to let my body know you're not the boss of me. You're not the boss of me. You don't dictate when we eat or what we eat. You shut up, you sit there, and you're going to get what we give you. The mind over the body. Didn't feel like taking a cold shower either. It's cold. It's wintertime. It's 30 degrees outside. You going to go in there? Yep. Going to go in there, and you're going to suffer. And that's the way it's going to be. You want to be 4 pounds overweight? You're going to get it.
Maybe it was 4 pounds of muscle.
Could have been. Doesn't matter what it is, Shannon. Doesn't matter what it is. Actually, I did Josh and Justin's podcast, Himbos, the other day, and I was looking at my face, and it's like, no, it looked like there were 4 pounds. It looked like 4 pounds on my freaking cheeks. So I looked at that, and I go, nope. Just like the shirt that I'm going to get both of you. Nope, not today. Nope, not today. So it comes down to this. Muscle or no muscle, the scale doesn't lie. And then the body goes, oh, but maybe the scale was wrong. Maybe the body just comes up with all kinds of excuses. We go hard. We go hard in the paint. The digital scale doesn't lie. 4 pounds over. So I go to get some food because I fasted all day at the grocery store. I was going to make pasta, one pasta dish with salad and some fresh cheese. Can't eat pasta without fresh cheese. I'm not an animal. So I'm walking to the store, and there's a confrontation in the crosswalk. Biker versus driver. Biker is going through. I guess he had the right of way, and the driver didn't realize it. And the driver goes to turn into him, and he almost hits him. And the biker goes, hey! He screams at him. Hey, MF! He starts using all kinds of garbage language that they use here at Gas Digital a lot to express themselves. And then the guy starts screaming back. And it's amazing, those confrontations, because they happen very fast. And I'm like curious to see. I see the back and forth, and I'm like, I wonder if anybody gets out and goes after anybody else. Like if they stop. It's very like they do. It's like a drive-by confrontation. Like they say things to hurt each other's feelings as much as possible, but no one stops and gets out and just makes a physical issue out of it. Because that's, if you're angry, if you're super angry, what you'll do, and these guys were pretty angry, but I'm like, how far do you take it? Does the guy get off his bike and pull the guy out of his car? Does the guy stop his car and go attack the guy on a bike? Bike guy has the advantage, obviously, because he could just ride off. But, so he had the decision to make, and he just kept riding. But I think if he would have stopped and confronted I think the guys in it was a Bronco, would have got out of the car. So this guy, I think it's a climate. There are different sides of the climate issue. This guy had a gas-guzzling Ford Bronco, and the guy on the bike was obviously trying to be green, so they offset each other climate-wise. I wonder what a fight would have been like in the crosswalk fight. But I understand what happens is that the guy who almost gets hit, it's that shot of adrenaline that goes through you when you almost get hit by a car or something almost happens to you. It's like it's a fight or flight instinct. It shoots through your body like, ah! And it's like, I've had that happen before. I was in Queens, and I was crossing the Astoria. It wasn't Astoria Boulevard. I was Astoria Boulevard. It was a huge road. It was a huge crossing, and this guy was not paying attention, and he was about to like run me over, and he stopped at the last minute, and it shot such a feeling of fear. It goes fear then anger, real fast. And the guy was like, they were like apologetic, but it's like, the anger is still, it's a physical response that happens when someone does that. So it's almost like, I think it's evolutionary where it gives you the energy to fight off the attacker. It gives you the energy to fight off the attacker there. And
I feel like you're going to be attacked right now, Mike.
I feel like a future father kind of crawled in here and was going to, I didn't know what he was going to do. I know he has a fighting background, and I thought he was going to take my leg, and then I was going to have to, because I think striking, Mikey gets the best of me, but maybe grappling, and it was Mike Harrington that just came in here, a bearded, skull-capped Mike Harrington. And he's got a baby on the way, so who knows what he's willing to do to feed his family. Maybe take somebody out on the Gas Digital Network.
Do you also think...
Fastest rising star. Go ahead, Shannon. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Do you also think that my impression of like how a guy reacts to that situation is also when a man feels startled, they feel like a little bit emasculated if they're like visibly startled, that they're embarrassed and then also like act out because they're embarrassed.
I think embarrassment is too high of a level of a emotion. It goes from fear to anger, and I think the energy jolt is an evolutionary thing to like, it gives you the energy to defend yourself and to defend yourself from an attack. It's like, I think it's, maybe I'm watching too much lions attacking gazelles and zebras, but it's like an evolutionary jolt of energy. It's like, oh, this is to give you energy to fight. It's getting you ready to fight because you've been attacked, and you're being attacked from in a surprising way. So you're shocked at first, and then you get a burst of adrenaline, and then once you realize, even anger is the third. Anger is like the third emotion there. It goes shock, fear, and then once you realize, because in order for it to be anger, you have to gauge that there's an injustice that happened. So that's like a third tier emotional response, I would say, that you're responding to the injustice of the situation. Who's right, who's wrong. But the first thing is shock, and then fear of attack, and then anger comes in right after that because you want to defend yourself. And as you become more involved in the emotion of anger, you want to get revenge for yourself, for them making you feel that way. You want to punish them and get revenge. And I think that's what happened here. And nasty words were exchanged, but it's always the difference between just riding off and letting it go versus staying in it, throwing the bike down and go, I'm all in. Let's this emotion, this energy of anger needs to be resolved, and I'm not going to just let it go. I'm going to take action. And then we would have had a brawl, or maybe worse, in the crosswalk. But as it stands, it was a nasty confrontation, and then dissolved quickly dissolved. And I wonder how long it takes like a couple of minutes for you to let it go. Or if you don't let it go from my yoga practice and you just keep it in your body, then you have neck pain and you have back pain. You have all kinds of, if you hold on to the anger. It's not good to hold on to it. You got to release it, whether it's through a fight or just riding off and then releasing it. You need to release it. And that's a lesson for you guys listening right now, because you guys are in confrontations all the time. Bad problem solving skills, which I also was raised with, poor problem solving skills. But it's something that I'm working on in 2023. Let's call it a resolution. Let's call it an affirmation. I am solutions-based. I am the ultimate problem solver. I take all adversity and I transmute it into victory. That's just what I do now. That's what I'm doing in 2023. So that happened. I went home, cooked a nice meal, and then I watched the movie The Other Guys. Because you'll get on YouTube so much, and you'll watch YouTube videos, clips, and it makes me feel, it doesn't make me feel as bad as being on social media, but it also doesn't make me feel great a lot of times. If I'm just watching a lecture or something that I'm interested in, it's different than if I'm just flipping around. And now YouTube videos are like 5 minutes a piece. They're doing like 5-minute clips to get you to go to another platform to watch the whole thing where they can charge you, or Patreon or whatever. But I understand it. But it's like now they're doing 5-minute clips mostly instead of like a whole thing that you could just watch and get into. So I feel bad doing that. So I decided to watch a movie. And The Other Guys is a great, great movie. It's very, very funny. And so every scene is really good in that movie. So I just watched it because I know that every scene is very funny in that movie. So 30 minutes in, I had to get a lot of stuff off my chest. Thank God. Thank God there was no special investigator in here. One of the headlines, Shannon and Natalie's covered, so I don't know if it's really Natalie. Could be Natalie's stunt double, could be Natalie's twin sister in here. I don't know. It could be identity theft. And she put the mask down in order to take a drink because hydration is more important than disease, I guess, Natalie. You start to make choices when you pull your mask down, Natalie. You've been unmasked. I think that's Ron Bennington's thing, the great Ron Bennington. Unmasked. I brought my computer in because I'm going to try this a different way today. Take some of the workload off of Shannon. Shannon was in a meeting. Shannon's got things going on. She was bartending and she got slammed. And I don't want to be the person that stresses Shannon out. I'm not going to be that person. Shannon is a woman and she is capable, and she's also capable of being in space. Yeah, newsflash to some of you. Shannon can't go to space. Shannon can't possibly go to space. Yes, she can. And I'm not going to hold her back from it. So I brought my own computer and I have my own voice, and I can choose my own articles. Now, Shannon did she did leave me articles out here that we have to get to because they're very interesting, but I have the freedom to scroll around for the New York Post. January 6th, I love, anytime anybody asks me about politics, Shannon, I go Hunter Biden's laptop. I don't know anything about anything. I just go Hunter Biden's laptop and Hunter Biden and his laptop. And then if they're on the other side, I go January 6th. Sounds a lot like January 6th to me. That's what I say in every response. Like, are you going to have a good Christmas? Not if it's going to be another January 6th. Okay? They could attack some other buildings. What about, what about the Washington Monument? Why is it always got to be the Capitol building? January 6th. How about January 7th? What about January 7th? Don't you think January 7th likes to be talked about a little bit more? January 8th? What if your birthday was on January 6th? I'm like, oh my God. Can we not go there with racisms and everything? It's the day I was born. And if you were born cesarean on January 6th, just work with me here. It's like you stayed inside like you weren't supposed to be there anymore, but you weren't supposed to be there anymore. And you stayed there, even though you weren't supposed to be. And Capitol cops were trying to get you out of your mother, but you decided to stay. And you had to be forcibly removed from your mother if your birthday was on January 6th and you were cesareans. You had to be forcibly removed from your mother. You didn't just leave. You had to have your constitutional right of being inside your mother. And Roe versus Wade. You had to be forcibly removed. And I was born cesarean. I can talk like this. No one can say anything against me because I was born a cesarean. And it was not my choice. Because back in the 70s, when I was born, when you were born cesarean, when the mother started having cesarean babies, everybody had to be born cesarean. So my brother kicked it off. Cesarean. Then there's no natural childbirth after that. Every one of the children has to be born cesarean in the 1970s. And that's what I had to do. Cesarean. But it was because of my brother overstaying his welcome, January 6th, inside my mother that caused me to have to get forcibly removed. I would have been natural childbirth. I would have been fine with it. But because of the policies in the hospitals back then, St. Elizabeth, shout out Youngstown, that I had to be born cesarean. Didn't want to be born cesarean, would have voluntarily left and been introduced to the world. But because my brother had to squat, he's a squatter, then I had to be born that way. And then my sister also. And then my mother's uterus was removed, which is something she probably doesn't want me to say on the air. But I'm uncovering things. I'm uncovering things. And I'm doing journalism now, Mom. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. And I'm sorry my school lunches weren't that great and I called it out and you heard it and you confronted me on the phone. I'm sorry about that. Maybe you should put more than one piece of meat and one piece of cheese in a damn sandwich. Do you work at Rikers? One piece of fruit and a snack, some pretzels? Some pretzels as a snack? Other people are eating Ho-Hos and Twinkies and other kinds of cakes. And you put some pretzels in there. You gathered some pretzels up. And you put them in there. How am I supposed to feel? And you think a note makes up for that? I love you, sweetie. Have a great day. Apparently you don't love me. Apparently you don't love me. One piece of meat, one piece of cheese on 2 pieces of white bread. You don't love me. You don't love me. And you haven't shown it. Not in a school lunch. And how did I find out? I didn't know any different. I just knew what the people around me were eating. And then my Aunt Marcella, God rest her soul, made me a lunch one day. She was a guest lunch maker one day because I stayed over. We had to stay at my cousin's one day because something happened with my mom and dad. They were out of town. They were doing something else. So my aunt packed the lunch. It was bursting at the seams. Double meats, ham and turkey in the same sandwich. I thought that was illegal. I didn't even know you could do it. My aunt put it in there. It was bursting at the seams. The bag was bursting at the seams. The sandwich, everything was overfilled and delicious. I fell asleep after lunch in school. They had to write a note home. He's sleeping. It was Thanksgiving. It was unbelievable. And then I went back. to a Rikers lunch right after that with my mother. And I realized, does she even love you at this point? So that's January 6th. January 6th and Hunter Biden's laptop. Those are the 2 things I bring up in every conversation when it gets to politics. Hunter Biden's laptop. Should we look on Hunter Biden's laptop? I exclaim. Let's look on Hunter Biden's laptop. What about Hunter Biden's son? What does he have? An Etch-a-Sketch? Maybe we should look at that. See what he's doing on there. He's doing some kind of an Etch-a-Sketch. What's he up to? What's on my laptop? These people who are accusing Hunter Biden, who, by the way, I've mentioned this in other podcasts. He looks like a lot of fun. I mean, no one ever says that. Everybody just sees him smoking and hanging out and not shaved, which is a great look, by the way. And everybody, guys, and this guy's supposed to look guilty? How about that guy looks like a lot of fun? How about that guy looks like a party waiting to happen? Do you want to go out with him? Or do you want to go out with Nancy Pelosi? Yes! Cigarette out of his mouth. That looks like a guy you could have a great time with. Do you want him to drive? No. You're like, don't worry about it, Hunter. We'll get somebody to drive. You don't have to drive. But what's in his laptop? How about you at home, accusing other people of what's on their laptop. How about what's on your laptop? Ooh, you don't like that too much, do you? What's on your laptop? I'll go right to my laptop. Oh, you want to put me on the spot? What's on your laptop, Mike? Short gangster videos. Short gangster videos about the mafia. Yeah, I like to know about the mafia. That's what's on my laptop. Near-death experiences. Yeah, I want to know where I'm going when I die. I want to know the crossover. What's going to happen? Is it going to be a tunnel? What kind of tunnel is it going to be? Is it going to be bright light? Do I need to wear sunglasses? Am I going to meet Jesus? Is he going to be cool to me? So I need to know that kind of stuff. Lady Journey, Katie Hannigan, Sarah Talamash, football stuff. No, what's on my laptop? I'm answering you. You're coming after me, and I'm answering you. Vlad TV, I like some of his interviews. He has drug dealers on and mafia guys. I watch those. More sports stuff, more NDE. I forgot about this, Shannon. And you know what? It might get zinged because of copyright, but Band-Aid. Band-Aid is a group of English and Irish artists who made a song about Christmas. And it's in 1984, so it was a time frame. It was a different time. But they're so condescending. It's supposed to be funding for Africa for Christmas, for starving peoples in Africa. And they meant to do good, and they probably raised a lot of money for it. But the song itself is so catchy but condescending. And if anything I love, and I don't care who it's against, I love condescending songs. And this song is so condescending and so catchy. I've been singing it, and I don't mean to, but it's so catchy and condescending. I just love it. It's a song that the chorus goes, do they even know it's Christmas time at all? Do they even know that? Meanwhile, Africa doesn't celebrate, like many of people in Africa don't celebrate Christmas. They're not Christian. And the people in England and Ireland are like, do they even know it's Christmas? God, they don't even know it. And I just love condescending. I love being condescending to people. Can you play it, Shannon, or is it copyright zing?
It's maybe a zing, but I have the lyrics if you want to look over the lyrics.
Yeah, let's look over the lyrics because you guys are going to love this.
Let me make it bigger.
It's Christmas time. There's no need to be afraid. At Christmas time, we let in light and we banish the shade. And in our world, this is Boy George, and in our world of plenty, we can spread a smile of joy. Throw your arms around the world at Christmas time. And then it goes, but say a prayer for the other ones at Christmas time. It's hard, but when you're having fun, there's a world outside your window, and it's a world of dread and fear. Where's the only water flowing is the bitter sting of tears. Wow, they hit low. They hit low on this. And the Christmas bells that ring there are the changing chimes of doom.
Clanging.
Well, tonight, thank God it's them instead of you. Oh my God, this is a real song. This is a real song. And there won't be snow in Africa this Christmas time. The greatest gift they'll get this year is life, where nothing ever grows, no rain or rivers flow. Do they know it's Christmas time at all? Oh my God. So you're starving and you're dehydrated, and then these people write a song that makes you feel worse. I mean, Christmas was really different in 1984. It was a song that it was like a diss track. It was a diss track to people who were starving and dehydrated. God, the English and the Irish singers, they really went after it. They got after it. What else is on my laptop? Let's not forget the main point. Dark Night of the Soul. I like to talk about the soul and what things are going on, like next level. Reptile King. He's best friends with a giant gator. I also like people who befriend animals that you shouldn't befriend, like man who has 2 pet bears, bear cubs that grow into gigantic animals. He calls them like Slater and Screech. I guess he wants to get enough bears for the entire cast of Saved by the Bell, and then just have them fight each other, I guess. Saved by the Bell: The Next Generation. That was a good show. No one gives people credit for it. Boxing videos also. Katie Hannigan accuses me. She goes, "You don't even watch boxing. You watch boxing talking about boxing." She goes, "I don't mind if you watch boxing. That makes sense. Talking about boxing? What are you even doing?" God, she condescends me. She could have sang on a Band-Aid. Do they even know it's Christmas time over there? God. David Goggins. I have to go it alone. Yeah, that's what's on my laptop, guys. Yeah, I'll open it up for you. I'll open it up. It's my laptop. There's animal videos. There's fighting. There's talking about fighting. There's spiritual stuff on there, crossing over to the other side. There's mafia stuff and drug kingpin stuff that I really love. Okay? So that's what's on my laptop. No more questions about it. I guess that's what we're going to do now. We're going to go through everybody's laptop. And just because Hunter Biden likes to smoke and doesn't shave, we got to go through his laptop? I just showed you what was on my laptop, and it's right here for you to examine. All the stuff on my laptop. And I'm not apologizing for it, and neither should Hunter. Hunter should be like, I party, I get it in, I smoke cigs, I don't shave. That's how I get it in. Look through my laptop. Look through it. So there's that. Hunter Biden's laptop. My laptop. Pretty soon this country is just going to be going through each other's laptops and sending migrants back and forth. I guess that's what we're just going to do now. What'd you get for Christmas? 60 migrants. 60 migrants came to my home now. Well, I don't know what to do with them. Can they sing? Maybe Christmas carol them. Maybe they can go from house to house and we can have migrant Christmas carols. This country's going to be going through each other's laptops and sending migrants to each other. That's where we're headed. Oh, we don't believe you, Mike. Things aren't that bad. It took me 15 minutes to get a cup of coffee here at Gas Digital in New York, in the heart of everything. Because of the supply chain, or whatever Shannon said. There's Hunter's laptop. The FBI acted just hours after the Post reached out to Hunter Biden for comment about his scandalous laptop, warning Twitter and Facebook execs without any evidence that it was a Russian hack. He's friends with the Russians. He likes to party with diversity. God, people just don't get it. People don't get it, and they don't want to get it. Robert De Niro was robbed, Shannon. He was robbed.
And it was while he was at home.
He was sleeping.
Yep.
He's 80. Okay? Robert De Niro gets a good night's sleep. 80-year-olds go to bed early.
It was 3:30 in the morning, though.
Okay, well, that's the way you party, Shannon. You're up at 3:30. And to a lesser extent, Natalie is probably up at 3:30, planning her next Gen Z getaway. Oh, my God! Gen Z getaway! God, Natalie, it makes me so furious, your generation. We don't work. We're entitled. We get everything handed us. Let's go on a trip. It's going to be amazing. Serial burglar was caught red-handed rifling through Robert De Niro's Manhattan townhouse in the early morning. Fiddling, which is a great word, Shannon. It doesn't mean playing a fiddle, for those of you out there who take everything literally. It means rifling through, which is a gun term that our alt-right fans would love. Fiddling with the actor's iPad and grabbing presents under his Christmas tree. The 30-year-old woman, identified as Shanice Aviles, crept. God, she was creeping around. I love it. Down a stairwell leading to the 79-year-old Irishman star's townhouse in the Upper East Side, 2:30 a.m., the sources said. How'd she get in? Eagle-eyed cops with the NYPD's 19th Precinct Public Safety Team. Is every cop? Aren't there just cops anymore? It's a public safety team. Aren't you guys supposed to be all in charge of public safety? Do you need specific squads who do public safety? I thought that was your job. That's like I'm a doctor who's in charge of healing somebody. Your job is to heal. The job is public safety. You need a specific task force to do public safety. What are the rest of you guys doing? Hanging out on your phones? Donuts? God. I love the cops, but a special safety team had been keeping an eye on Aviles, a known burglar. She's a known burglar with more than 25 arrests on her rap sheet. What is she doing out at Christmas time? God, these people can... She's 25 arrests. Christmas time. She's out? You don't think she's going to come down a chimney? She knows how to do it. I mean, all of the fairy tales have laid it out. How to get into somebody's house. Go down a chimney. Duh. If a fat guy can do it, a woman can do it. A woman can do anything a man can do. Fat white privilege, going down a chimney. A Hispanic woman could do it. Aviles. And women can be in space also. And they can also be in Robert De Niro's house, apparently. She's a known burglar. After she was spotted trying to open the doors to commercial buildings in the neighborhood before she got to the townhouse, according to sources. Did she even know it was Robert De Niro's house? Just like, do they even know it's Christmas time in Africa? They don't know anything, and neither does she. The cops trailed her into De Niro's home and found her on the second floor, fumbling. God, they make her sound so clumsy. Fumbling around with the star's iPad. She wanted to see probably what the next movie he was going to be in. A preview. She's getting charged for wanting to see a preview? What is this country coming to? She was stealing Christmas presents.
In the article that I have, it says that
she's pretty attractive.
Oh,
she's very pretty.
Hold on. Here, this is her. She smiled for the camera.
She smiled, and she's very pretty.
So it says here that in her past robberies that she was known to like case the joints first before robbing.
Smart.
So maybe she did know that it was his apartment.
Smart.
And I was like, oh, he's an old man. He'll be sleeping at 3:30.
Yeah.
And I do like though that she wasn't armed and didn't hurt him.
She didn't hurt. She wasn't even after that. She's a known burglar. What's the deal? People can be known burglars. It's her job at this point. Robert De Niro, I hope he's being cool about this. Because she didn't hurt him. And I think that there should be a thing where it's like, actors like Robert De Niro should be leaving cookies and milk out for known burglars who may come into your home. It may be Santa Claus dropping stuff off, and it might be a known burglar taking things out. It's Christmas. You never know what you're going to get. Live in the present moment. Don't just expect to get gifts. What are you, entitled? Sometimes a burglar could break in after Santa came and take the gifts away. Addition by subtraction, which our fans don't understand either of those things because they never made it through general math. Many of them. Tech school. DeVry. There are photos of De Niro all over the house, according to the sources, but the actor himself was nowhere in sight. He was upstairs, and his daughter was in a bedroom, according to the sources. None of the residents knew what was going on. The officers busted Aviles inside the $69,000 a month rental, with her arraignment on the latest burglary charges now pending. I didn't murder anybody, Aviles yelled at the reporters as she was led out of the 19th Precinct station house in handcuffs Monday afternoon. I didn't go to Robert De Niro's house. She didn't murder anybody, Shannon. She's actually right about that. And it's like the right to remain silent. It's like, how are you going to be silent if you're taking the perp walk? You got to let people know what you didn't do. I did not murder anybody. I was there. I was checking for different things. I was looking on his iPad. Aviles has at least 26 prior arrests. She's busy. Mostly burglaries. which are not eligible for bail under the state's controversial criminal justice reforms, allowing her to go free. Because it's burglaries. It's not violent. Sticky finger. I love being called sticky-fingered. The sticky-fingered thief began her crimes during the pandemic. What a time to start. That's like everybody's locked in. What a great time to start burglaries. Everybody's locked in. You know, they're not going to be out. You can't rob them on the street. You go to their houses. Wait for them to go to sleep. Everybody's got to sleep. And then you go and you do burglaries. And she racked up 26 arrests during the pandemic. That's not a long time. That's a lot of... She gets caught a lot. I wonder... She gets caught a lot.
She's
and now
bad at it.
the safety team, the NYPD safety team, instead of putting her in jail, they just surveil her and watch her do it and then bust her after she does it. What a terrible waste of resources. We're just going to track her like a little baby wolf? God, DeNiro has a nice house. This year alone, she's been busted 16 times for burglary and petite larceny, according to the sources. Back in the saddle with this perp, said a police source. Records show Aviles was arraigned on charges connected to the two Queens burglaries last Wednesday and released without bail, according to records and sources. If you're a burglar, Shannon, let's say you're a burglar, do you burglarize anybody in Queens? I mean, you're a low self-esteem burglar if you're working in the boroughs. I'm sorry. Go to Manhattan where people actually have some cash, man.
Yeah, she's
what are
in
you
the right
doing
spot.
in Queens? What are you trying to rob? Somebody for their retirement? Oh, I figured I would steal his pension. God, you just have blue-collar stiffs in these boroughs. You want to go to Manhattan where people got some cabbage lying around, huh? Robert De Niro.
She should have been better at it, kind of like the guys from Home Alone, where it's like, you know, when the rich people are going on vacation, then you break into their houses.
Yes.
She
But
needs
she
to
did it
learn.
while he was sleeping. That was pretty...
But she made a lot of noise to wake him up.
He woke up?
Yeah, he woke up and went
Okay, well, let me
downstairs.
see what the case is.
Oh.
The spoiler alert, Shannon.
Sorry.
It's spoiler alert, which is a thing people are saying now. In those cases, she was accused of stealing $1,000 cash from St. Patrick's Church. Oh, my God. She robbed a church. Oh, my God. She can't be, she's got to be atheist. In Dutch Kills on October 23rd, that's a train stop. And ransacking is a great word. God, I'd love to ransack something. Because you don't really take stuff, you just kind of mess it up. Ransacked an apartment on October 1st, making off with a debit card she later used to charge more than $50 at a 7-Eleven. That's kind of not a good use of... She overdosed on Slurpees. Come on! You're going to rob somebody? At least spend the money better. Go to a 7-Eleven? A Sev? She was arraigned in Manhattan criminal court on December 9th, where a judge ordered $5,000 cash bail. And she's going to have to go out and steal that. It's just making it worse. $5,000. A different Manhattan judge then agreed to release Aviles on a 28-day drug rehab program. What drugs was she on? If it's one of the Adderall or something that makes you focus, it makes the burglaries worse. Separate burglaries. Okay. He allegedly caught the thief hiding behind his fridge. Right. Those included on October 11th heist, in which 68-year-old homeowner allegedly found her hiding behind his fridge when he woke up and realized his wallet was missing from his nightstand. That's where I put my wallet. He allegedly caught the thief hiding behind his fridge and got into a scuffle with her, stabbing her in the leg.
Is she wearing bells or something? Why is she waking everyone up while she's robbing them in the middle of the
clumsy.
night?
She's a clumsy burglar. That's the difference between a regular burglar and a cat burglar, Shannon. Cat burglars they tiptoe around and they're very quiet. But if you're just a regular run-of-the-mill burglar, you're probably stumbling like it's your place.
It's like ransacking.
Ransacking, Shannon. Ransacking, which is a big word for our fans who probably live in squalor, which is another fun word. On October 3rd, Aviles allegedly broke into a woman's... I want to hear about DeNiro's...
I can tell you. I have it here from TMZ.
Oh, you got a different...
Yeah, it's a different
Okay.
article.
Talk to me about it, Shannon.
It says, we're told the woman was caught red-handed in the act. Cops say she was attempting to clean out the bottom of RDN's tree of gifts. They're being cool. Robert De Niro, RDN.
Okay.
But Bobby D himself, who we're told was home with the family, came down to confront her when he heard all of the commotion. but it doesn't say. It says then the police were called, but it doesn't say like what their interaction was beyond that.
Right.
It's just that he caught her, called the cops, and then the cops found her shortly after.
Right.
So he didn't hold her there.
No, he didn't hold her there.
But they still got her.
Yeah. It would
She's
be
in
great
the
if
right
she was in the next movie. He did. That's how she got the role of a lifetime, by being ambitious and burglarizing.
So there's got to be better things to steal from like a billionaire's house than to just.
Well, he's not a billionaire.
Or
Let's not
millionaire,
over.
sorry.
He's a multimillionaire, but not a billionaire. Billionaires are on a different level.
But to just take the presents under the tree, that's like a real grab bag of stuff. It could just be a sweater. Who knows what that is?
Yeah.
But you're in like Robert De Niro's house. There's got to be something better that you can take.
I would
Because
take
then what does she have, like a giant like garbage bag to put? Like, how are you carrying that stuff out?
Yes.
I
How
don't
are you
understand
carrying
it.
this stuff out? And those are good questions, Shannon. And as a woman who, because women can be burglars now, apparently.
Bad ones though.
One's a bad burglar, but that doesn't mean that all women are bad burglars. Some women are great burglars, and women can do whatever men can do. And we sound off on that on this podcast quite frequently. And you can be in space. Or you could rob Robert De Niro. I worked in Manhattan. This is comments, Michael P. I worked in Manhattan for 11 years. I always thought I might go back to work after COVID. However, from what I hear from my friends still in the area and from what I read in the news, there's no way I'm going back. Taxes, crime, etc. It's just not worth it. We don't need you, Michael. How about beat it? Stay in the Adirondacks or wherever you are. We'll be fine here, burglarizing ourselves. It's a compliment to get burglarized in New York, by the way. We live in New Jersey. I went to college, School of Visual Arts, during the Koch years from 96 to 2020. My husband and I went in regularly for dining, theater, doctors. We haven't been back since the lockdown. From everything I've read, videos I've watched, and friends I've talked to, I'm thinking we will never go back. The city seems worse than the Koch eras, and that's saying a lot. At least then they locked up criminals. We don't lock them up. We let them go for them to burglarize again and again, and it's during Christmas. And if you're going to have a man come down the chimney, you could have a woman come through the front door and steal your gifts too. It's equality. Get used to it. Well, in a few months, this is Coop Dog. In a few months, visit NYC, and you would think that you are in a different country when thousands of illegals start arriving from the border crossings and from all over Texas. 26 prior arrests and still walking the streets. She's in for a rude awakening when she hears about the city's strict 27 strikes and you're out policy. Bob C. That's from Bob C. He's being sarcastic. 26 doesn't get you locked up. 27 might. She has the freedom to do what she wants. Matt D. says, there goes my coffee all down my front. Thanks for the laugh. You just made me LOL, Poodle McPhee exclaims. Hankaby chimes in. I would check the 911 tapes before I believe the story. Just entered a townhouse in Manhattan through the unlocked door. The cops watched all this and let her rummage through the house for a while. My guess is someone called the police from his house, but they just don't want that to get out since he's part of the crowd that created this mess. Ooh, shots fired.
Who's part of the crowd that created this mess?
De Niro's super liberal.
Also, I mean,
That's
but
what the
different
shot is.
articles are saying different things, though, because this one said that he called the cops.
He called the cops, and then the other thing is saying the public safety team, which I thought was just the regular cops.
Yeah, just stalked
The public
her.
safety team was watching her.
I mean,
20.
that would be really bad.
The
then
public
they're-
safety team?
Yeah, because then they're paying these people all this money to surveil, and then they're not doing their job.
Well, I mean, how much can they surveil her? It's 24-hour surveillance. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of resources. And that's a lot of Christmas gifts you could buy someone.
But isn't that article saying that they watched her go into his house?
Yeah.
So they're surveilling.
Mm-hmm. Mixed messages.
I think so.
My girlfriend has a collection of over 50 hoodies from another man. It rubs me the wrong way. Is that in the post, Shannon?
Did I? Oh, wow. I forgot to put that article on.
Yeah. You snuck that one in.
That is from the Mirror, the UK publication, The Mirror.
The Daily Mirror?
No, just Mirror.
The Mirror?
Yeah, mirror.co.uk. And a man has admitted that he's uncomfortable after finding out that his girlfriend secretly has more than 50 hoodies from other men in her closet, and pals are encouraging them to break up.
Okay, that's where I draw the line, too. 50 hoodies?
Also, who has 50 hoodies?
Okay, Shannon, I'm wearing one now, and I feel like it's shots fired against me.
No. You don't have 50.
I have a lot of
have
hoodies,
50.
Shannon, and I'm a hoodie guy. My girlfriend has a collection.
And this is also a 19-year-old. No, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. It was a comment that somebody wrote. A 19-year-old man admits the situation rubs him the wrong way. The girlfriend says the collection of hoodies was nothing but a fun game. The man admits he feels his relationship is on the rocks after learning the secret. Yeah, because maybe she's like, getting like a body count. She's keeping a body count.
He's uncomfortable with finding out his girlfriend's secret is more than 50 years from another man. And pals, a man has shared his devastating... God, it's a devastating claim. And he's a 19-year-old, barely a man.
Yeah.
19. It rubs him the wrong way. He's been encouraged by pals to dump his partner. While his girlfriend says that the collection of hoodies was nothing but a fun game, the man admits that he's feeling his relationship is on the rocks. Is that a fun game, Shannon? To dress in your ex-boyfriend's clothes and walk around? It feels like I'm dating him then.
Yeah, not for me, but this is maybe something a young girl would do. She's also 19. But for me, I would feel like, I don't know, I feel like that's obviously disrespectful to your current boyfriend.
She's the most amazing, beautiful, and kindest girl I've ever met, with a great personality to tie it all together, he exclaims. We lived 5 hours apart, and I just moved to her city this week. So this is my first time being at her house. Everything was great, and it felt amazing to finally be able to spend a lot of time together without worrying about when we'll see each other again. After spending 2 weeks with his girlfriend's family, the man admits that a new day started off a little bit rocky and only worsened. Encouraging comfort in the family home, the girlfriend asked her partner to put his clothes in her closet during his stay. The man explained, the closet is kind of a big and confusing. So while looking for my clothes, I found a section of what I'd say was easily 50, if not more, hoodies. Very obviously men's hoodies, all neatly hung in a closed-off section. Shannon, do you have a lot of different sections to your closet?
No.
This sounds like something stereotypically a woman would have. More closet space. More closet space equals it equals just bad things brewing.
Does it?
The more closet space you have, the more trouble you can get into.
I don't think so. I don't think most people are collecting mementos from exes in their closets.
Yeah. Maybe you would have it if you had a closed-off section of your closet, Shannon. You and me are dating and you have a closed-off section of your closet. I go, you either let me in or I'll get a warrant.
It's a lot of space to hold 50 hoodies, and they're men's sizes. God. It's going to take a lot of space.
That moment felt so surreal, I didn't know what to make of what I was seeing. My mind went from she is cheating to maybe she collects them to who needs that many hoodies. He went on immediately, asked her about it. It wasn't an angry or accusatory, and I'm not either, Shannon, in my relationship. Not angry or accusatory. I just said, hey, what's going on with all those hoodies over there? Let's be lighthearted about it. Her explanation was the last summer her best friend and she made a game out of how many guys' hoodies as humanly possible just for fun. They collect them from exes. Men. Trophies.
They're not necessarily. That's not the case, though, I don't think. Not based on that. So based on that, it's just that maybe they're like out and about and they're like, oh, can I borrow your hoodie? And then just take it. I don't think that she went through 50 guys in that summer.
It's a fun game. Is that a fun game, Shannon?
That's a
answer the question,
game.
Yes or no. Is it a fun game to take somebody's clothes?
I don't hate it as much as if she was keeping them from ex-boyfriends. If she's like, oh, let me just see if a guy is going to give me their hoodie and then just keep it, I can understand that
She
a little
said
bit.
she never had anything with them and it was just for their entertainment. And after I asked if she's been willing to get rid of them because it makes me uncomfortable knowing my girlfriend has a collection of other men's clothes in her closet, she said, okay, and continued the day as if nothing happened. Now she's a really pretty girl, and I have no doubt she's had zero issues having guys give her their hoodies for whatever reason. And I don't think she had something going on with 50 guys this summer, but it kind of rubs me the wrong way. I can't stop thinking about what really happened this summer if she's telling me the truth, since she never brought this up in our 4 months together. And giving her my hoodie now feels less special. Did you ever think about that, Shannon?
I mean, he needs to get over it, I think. They weren't together in the summer. It's not your business.
Okay, Shannon, let's
She
do
got
a
rid
role
of the
play.
hoodies.
We're dating. You have 50 hoodies from other men.
Okay.
And the line is, I'm a little chilly.
Okay. Mike, I'm a little chilly.
Why don't you get one of the hoodies from your man whore collection that you have, Shannon? Get out of my face. It's over. Maybe it's just my insecurity speaking, blah, blah, blah. Yes.
It is.
Yes.
They weren't together in the summer. And she very nicely didn't even fight him on it. He was like, can you get rid of it? And she said, okay, the end. It's not
She didn't fight because she knew she was wrong. She probably has Hunter Biden's
laptop.
She probably has Hunter Biden's hoodie.
It probably smells like smoke. Oh my God, Mike.
CVS Pharmacy is calling. It turns out, guys, it's this breaking news. My blood pressure medication is in. Losartan, 100 milligrams of Losartan has hit the CVS, and I'm going to have to go there tomorrow and get it before I leave to go to Florida to see my mother. And for some reason, I'm calling them back now, and I have to put a stop to that because I don't know how a phone works. And my mom just texted, breaking news. A text message between my mom. We have to take a break right now and just go to breaking news. Text message from my mom. When are you arriving tomorrow? I gave her the information already.
Yeah. Oh, and she's asking again?
Yeah. I wrote, landing at 7:30 p.m. I'll Uber to you. She wrote, sounds great. I'll have dinner ready. Do you eat sausage and peppers? Or what would you like? Should I get chicken? I wrote, sausage and peppers is good. She said, okay, I'll see you then.
Oh,
You know what she didn't
best.
write? You know what she didn't write?
I love you.
No, she didn't write. I have 50 hoodies. I have 50 hoodies here from men that I've asked them to give me their hoodies for
you
some
don't know
reason.
that she doesn't. Maybe she has a closed off space in her closet.
If my mom has a closed off space in her closet, I will get to the bottom of it, Shannon.
What if she takes it from other people's sons? How would you feel about that?
God, I would be furious, Shannon. She has other sons' hoodies, sons of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably makes them sausage and peppers, and that wouldn't make me feel nearly as special. Hollywoodland. This is off the God, this podcast went fast today, Shannon. I had a lot to do. You know, first of all, I was getting the coffee. It was a supply chain issue. And now Hollywoodland. Watch J-Lo and Ben Affleck sing duet at Star-Studded Christmas Party. God, I want to go to a Star-Studded Christmas party. I really want to go to one. And I've never been invited. And, you know, with all the divorce and all the terrible things that are happening and all the burglarizing of stars' homes, one bright spot is J-Lo and Ben, and they keep getting married, and they just keep getting married. They should get married every week. And now they're singing karaoke. Let's get loud. For the holidays, J-Lo and Ben performed an epic duet at their star-studded Christmas party over the weekend. In videos posted to social media, the couple sang John Legend's By Christmas Eve as a pianist played the sweet melody. I hate Christmas music.
Do you want to see it?
Yeah. Let's see it. Our fans need to see it.
Oh,
and these guys are still cool, and they're in their 50s.
Here we go. Okay. I love
It was
them.
epic. That's something people are saying now, Shannon. It was epic. It was so epic. And what do people have to say? They work hard trying to convince us all how madly in love they supposedly are. Cat's from Cat Moore. Hey, Cat, go get yourself somebody to love and stop criticizing Ben and Jen.
What a hater.
Oh, my God, Cat Mo. Cat Moore, stop it. You're lonely. You need somebody in your life. You are hating on them? Goodbye for Now says they look cute together. Hope it lasts for a year and they don't ask for privacy when they break up. Shut your mouth, goodbye for now. God, don't cut down J-Lo and Affleck. They're great.
I don't have any love in my life, and I can still appreciate when other people have love.
Yeah, because Shannon, you're hot, so you could have love in your life. You're just picky and deranged. But you're not bitter because you can't get somebody. You're not an incel. You're a voluntary celibate.
Yeah, Volcel.
You're a Volcel.
Yeah.
Kay Mary, gross, then bend over, went to the kitchen to throw back a pint of Jameson and got a happy ending tug from a non-binary caterer who was promised a role in his upcoming movie. What are we doing here? A couple is loving and singing karaoke and people can't say anything nice? Walter Rush exclaims, cats in a 100-mile radius must be screeching. Walter, get somebody in your life. Why would you take time to write something this mean? Alfonso, who's taking bets on when they get divorced? I want to get in on the action. Alfonso, start to gauge where you are yourself mentally if you're saying stuff like this on an article. Carol exclaims, oh, brother, cringe fest. I'm keep reading these because I'm looking for something positive of two people who are in love singing karaoke together, and I can't find anything. God, YouTube is mean. It's so mean. The articles. Let's do one more, Shannon. Deputy dressed as Grinch gives onions to speeding drivers. Is this in the Post, Shannon? Oh, you know what? You sent me these articles, and I have the links to all of them.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know, Shannon.
I can start telling you about it if you want as you look for it.
Deputy dress. I got it, Shannon. Marathon, Florida. And we have to end with something crazy that happens in Florida. Because Florida, and everybody complains about it. I love it. Florida is a hodgepodge of chaos. And if you don't like it, don't go. Go to Wisconsin if you want to play it safe. Florida is fun. It's a peninsula for a reason. 3 sides of fun, not landlocked. Several motorists who were speeding through an elementary school zone, which is fun. God, it's a lot of fun. It's so naughty. It's so naughty to speed through an elementary school zone because you're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be looking out for people's children, but you're not. You're just having some fun. On the Florida Keys Overseas Highway, received an odorous onion as a reminder to slow down from a county sheriff's deputy dressed as the Grinch. Colonel Lou Caputo, that's one of ours, Shannon, a 37-year veteran of Maron County Sheriff's Office who conjured up the concept more than 20 years ago, was back on the streets Tuesday. Drivers who travel about 5 miles per hour or less above the school zone speed limit can choose between traffic citations and an onion presented by the Grinch, who's speeding beyond that likely received a costly ticket. It's about education awareness that our school zone's still operating even though it's the holiday season, Caputo said. We want people to slow down, for God's sakes. Caputo said he portrays the fictional character created by children, author Dr. Seuss, to give motorists a gift, but also to call attention in a nice way to the need to obey the speed limit in school zone. It catches them off guard, Caputo says. But when I give them a clear choice of a citation or the onion, they will take the onion. And I've had them eat the onion right in front of me. Key Schools remains in session through December 16th.
Do you want to see the pictures?
Yeah, he's a Grinch. He's dressed. Should cops be dressed like Grinches all the time? Because they kind of are downers. Giving you a ticket, giving you an onion. You get pulled over and you get an onion.
He's really short.
Yeah, and that looks... Shannon?
Sorry.
Not the focus of the story at all. His name's Caputo, Shannon.
You can be tall and Italian.
Yeah. No, you can't. If you're tall and Italian, you're probably Albanian. My joke. Okay. Well, that's what it is. I like the idea of stopping people and giving them a choice. I like a choice. I'm pro-choice. You give them a ticket or something else, an onion. Or you get to, how about somebody pulls me over, Shannon, and they go, you can either get a ticket or I can punch you as hard as I can in the arm.
That's better.
That's better.
Because you can use an onion. I go through a lot of onions.
What do you make, Shannon?
Oh, I have so many.
Onion-related objects?
Yeah. Because because I'm, the Italian in me, I put onions and garlic in just about everything that I cook. So but onions are useful.
Yeah, but
I
mean,
punch in the
just
face
instead of an onion, pulling somebody over, giving them a ticket or something else bad.
I like punch in the face.
Punch in the face?
I like that a lot, yeah.
Punch in the arm, I said. You said punch in the
sorry.
face. God, Shannon.
It depends how far over the speed limit they're going.
Yeah. For every mile, it's another punch.
Yeah, in a worse
kick,
place.
Or we add a weapon. Yeah. We add a weapon to it. It's fun. You find out where people are.
Well, it's also like a for real punishment.
It's a for real on the spot punishment.
Yeah, like pay now or pay later.
Yeah. And you have to sign a waiver saying whatever we do to you, you have to accept.
Yeah.
And we get it on video, and then we put it on TikTok, and then you earn money for the department.
Yeah, and it's by a little cop anyway. What is he going to do?
Shannon, there are no little cops. God. Wow. The small community is really against you, Shannon. The tiny community, the tinies out there. So, Christmas, that's enough of the stories. Is this coming out? When is this coming out, Shannon?
So this will stream this Thursday, the 22nd, and then releases...
Monday after Christmas.
No, wait, hold on. Yes. Monday the 26th, yes.
Monday the 26th. Okay. Quickly, plugs at Comic Mike V, MikeVecchione.com for dates. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please continue to support your boy. We might do more episodes like this. I like being direct with the fans, and I like having a direct connection with you. Not that I don't like the guests. We will have some guests in here, but I enjoy talking to you guys directly. And I like the laptop situation, Shannon. I like having control. And so probably maybe more of these episodes. So please continue to support the live stream on Monday. It's not a live stream. What is it? It's a YouTube premiere. The YouTube premiere on Mondays at 9. And generally support the podcast. We're going to have a great year this year, and we're going to keep coming, and we're going to keep evolving, which is a word I learned. And thank you for supporting, if you've been supporting. And if you are new to the podcast, welcome. I've been on the road announcing it. We love you. We love our low-income whites. And we are going to keep talking down to you in order to elevate. And elevate means to bring you up. We're going to talk down. We're going to break you down to elevate you up through investigations. That's what we're doing here, and that's what we will continue to do. And the more, the merrier. I see major growth in this podcast in the next year. It's a Christmas affirmation. I see massive growth in this podcast in the next year. There will be massive numbers. I'm doing an affirmation at you. There will be massive numbers in this next year. And those of you watching and listening right now will be on the ground floor of this. Miles, Adam Honorkamp, you guys will be on the ground floor of this. Okay? This thing is going to be growing. We will be getting massive numbers in 23. And there's Jacob. He walked right into his gift, Natalie. You walked right into his gift, and give it to him live on air. I want to see his very Jewish reaction when he gets the gift I gave him from the Vatican and a prayer bead thing from Turkey. And he gave me a cheers, a thumbs up.
He said thank you.
He said thank you.
He appreciates it.
And tell him to tell me thank you in Hebrew.
He wants you to say thank you in Hebrew.
Yeah, that's for you too.
I'll look it up in a second.
You didn't look it up?
Look it up.
You've been de-bar mitzvahed. Can you de-bar mitzvah somebody, Shannon? I want to take his bar mitzvah away from him because he is not a man if he cannot say thank you in Judaism's. God, what kind of a member of the tribe are you, Jacob? I doubt all of the clips now. I don't know all of the clips.
He found it, but he did look it up.
Okay, what is
I
it?
forgot about it. It's Toda Rabba.
Toda Rabba. So, well, thank you all year to Shannon, to Natalie, Jacob. These guys are the team. And big things in 2023. Shannon, do you have plugs before I sign off?
Oh, yeah. Just listen to my podcast, The Thing Is, Ding. We talk about bad dates, fighting, and ghosts. Follow me on Instagram, ShannonLee6982. And wherever you listen to Mike Vecchione Investigates, you can watch it live for free every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern at gasdigitalnetwork.com/live. That's absolutely for free. The best way to support the show is to go to gasdigitalnetwork.com. Use promo code MVI. You will get a 1-week free trial, which gives you access to every single episode of the show we've ever done, as well as every episode on all of the Gas Digital Network, all for free for 1 week. If you listen on iTunes or YouTube, make sure to rate, review, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. Every little bit of interaction helps the show to grow. And go to podcastmerch.com for t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs. And if you have your own investigation to submit or questions or comments, send it in to MikeVecchioneInvestigates@gmail.com. The end.
The end. It's been a great episode. We got to the bottom of some things, and we appreciate you, as always, joining us. Happy holidays. And I will say happy holidays to you guys. From Mike Vecchione Investigates, comedian turned cutting-edge journalist. We will see you next week.